What's up everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. So today's video I'm going to be reviewing or giving my review for Mission Impossible The Final Reckoning. Now if you have watched I don't know, my trailer reactions or even some of my other videos, I probably would have mentioned the fact that this was my most anticipated movie of the year. I love the Mission Impossible franchise. It's one of my favourite franchises of all time. Obviously Tom Cruise, I think just his whole love and obsession and stuff for cinema is infectious. I even went to, so I'm giving this review today. I saw it for the second time 2 days ago. I saw it for the first time on, I think it was the 15th of May or something. I got to see it a week early, thanks to Cineworld hosting early screenings. And on that same day, I actually went to the premiere in Leicester Square. I didn't actually get in because I didn't realise you needed wristbands, but I got a glimpse of Tom Cruise through my phone. So, that was pretty cool. But so yeah, to get into the film, I believe I currently have it as my second favourite mission. I give it like a 4.5 or 9 stars. My issues with it aren't major. It's just like I don't know if I can really give it the full 5 because I know that there are issues. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Basically, having watched it for the second time, there were some things. I think it does the problems. I'm gonna start off with the problems because the rest of the film is great apart from these few things. I think some of the problems do kind of carry over from Dead Reckoning, the first part, and that is there's some line delivery and some just lines in general that in this that are a bit cringy. And again, with these mission films, sometimes you get a bit of cringiness, and that is what they're here to do, and you can't complain. So that's one of my things. I think the other thing is it's a really good touch. But I feel like this film, like its previous one, when I rewatched Dead Reckoning recently, when it jumps times and gives you a possible future and all that, I think it's cool, but it can get distracting a bit too much sometimes. So those are my two problems. Anyway, to get into the rest of the film, because I do love this film, as I said, my expectations were high, and I think they were fulfilled. I'm looking forward to watching it again, hopefully in 4DX. So yeah, I mean, Tom Cruise is great. I think this is I will be getting into spoilers, by the way. I assume most people who are watching this have seen it, but if you haven't, come back to this video. Yeah, I think it's a perfect ending to this franchise if it is going to be the end. Obviously, I think he's came out and said that the only way he'll let it continue is if Glenn Powell takes over, which I think would be great. But I think Glenn said something about his mum not letting him. But yeah, I think it's a good ending. I thought I actually got probably as emotional, if not more emotional, the second time around watching it. Like Luther's speech, little thing that he like left for Ethan at the end, I thought that was really touching. This is probably these were two things that I came away from it thinking. This is probably the funniest Mission Impossible, and it's probably also the most violent. And I say most violent, and when I say that, there are two things that stand out. One is the scene near the start of the film when Grace and Ethan get captured, and she's like, the camera's on Hayley Atwell, and you can see her pulling all these faces, and you can hear all this noise in the background. The camera turns to Tom Cruise, and there's just these two guys with like axes in their head and butcher knives and all sorts. Like Ethan went absolutely nuts, and he's like covered in blood and stuff. I couldn't believe that when I saw that for the first time. And also at the ending when he like detaches Great Gabriel out of the plane and his head just gets like stuck on the back of the plane. So yeah, I thought those were both really unexpected. But I mean, again, having rewatched all the films in the lead up to this, these films don't hold back with certain things. There's a couple of bits in Mission Impossible 3 that are quite dark and stuff. So yeah, I think it's definitely like the most funny. I really love, obviously, I mean, the main comedic element of these films is Simon Pegg, but Tom Cruise also, I think people underrate how actually funny and comedically well timed he can be. Um, but yeah, with Simon Pegg, I mean, the bit near the end where he kind of, when he's got the like pen in his chest and he like passes out and they scream Benji and he wakes up. Yeah, I love Simon Pegg. Yeah, so let's get into the stunts. I think the two kind of key stunts for this film are the underwater scene and obviously the huge plane scene. Both are incredible. I've got to be completely honest, I felt both times I watched it, my eyes really got quite heavy during the underwater sequence. I think I have watched it all the way through. I didn't fall asleep. But yeah, I mean, that underwater scene though is still intense. Like when I watched it the second guy, there was a guy a couple seats down who was actually getting really like fidgety. Our lives. I mean, the whole sequence is like 5 minutes plus, I think, and there's just no speech. Obviously, it's just Ethan in this submarine. But there's kind of this eerie music, and obviously you got all these like bombs around him and stuff. So yeah, the underwater sequence rather is was really cool to see, and obviously we got like behind the scenes footage when some influencers and stuff came to London to see them shoot that, so that would have been really cool to see. Do I want to get into the airplane one yet? Oh yeah, why not? See this film in IMAX. Like, if any film is coming out in IMAX, I would encourage you to see it in IMAX, but specifically with this, that aerial sequence at the end just is incredible. I saw it on the first time I saw it in like a fairly normal IMAX, I would call it, and the second time I actually went to London Leicester Square to watch it at the IMAX at Cineworld, which is one of the biggest screens in the country. Yeah, that whole aerial sequence is incredible. I heard some people say like they're worried that they've shown too much in the trailers of that sequence. They haven't. There is plenty more you get when you watch the whole film. Some of the things like how he gets from, obviously he starts on flying the red plane, then he gets to the yellow one and stuff like that. And yeah, just his maneuvers. I mean, the whole practicality of the fact that he's a 62.
If we want to bring the world back from the brink, we have to deal with him. Should he choose to accept?
Just to take it all in. What else do I want to talk about? Again, the action in this film is pretty good. Is it a Waskin? I don't know, but the woman who's Don Lowe's wife was really funny. The whole theatre was laughing in the scene where she's like giving Grace like directions and stuff and telling her about the polar bear. That was really funny. But yeah, again, I think it's a good ending to the franchise. It's not the best mission, I don't think. I've got it at 2 at the moment. It may go down, I don't know. I rewatched them all fairly recently, so I'm confident at keeping it at 2 at the moment. But yeah, it's weird how it's one of those things where it's like you lead up to the moment so much, and it's just weird that it's like here now and we've seen it and stuff. But yeah, I definitely look forward to watching it again, hopefully in that 4DX. I think that's going to be an incredible experience. But so yeah, those are my thoughts on the film. Again, like a 9 out of 10. Yeah, just Tom Cruise is the man, and his whole career is just to be admired, I think. And yeah, I look forward to whatever he's going to do next. And yeah. So yeah, let me know. Have you seen Mission Impossible? If not, are you going to see it? Are you a fan of these films? If you've seen it, what did you think? All of that. I'm really interested to hear. I I think most people do really like it. I haven't heard really anything bad about it. So yeah, let me know in the comments. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video.